The Crucible's Gift, 5 Lessons from Authentic Leaders Who Thrive in Adversity. Written by Dr. James Kelley. Narrated by Chris Abell, Steve Corona, and Rashke Catlin.
I met Dr. James Kelley through a mutual friend who had previously appeared on James's award-winning podcast, Executives After Hours. At the time, I had no idea that his work would become a constant source of new ideas, inspiration, and challenges for me to personally grow as a leader. James's work, education, and personal story of struggling with early loss and inner demons make him uniquely qualified to write about authentic leadership and adversity. Beyond being on his own journey, he's tapped into insights from 140 of the world's top leaders. His podcast has helped professionals around the world to reflect, cultivate a sense of purpose, and reconnect to their authentic self. The book has many insightful moments, but the one that holds the most truth for me is "The obstacle is the path." That line epitomizes James's desire to speak with well-respected leaders who share their bumpy roads to success. He approaches the storytelling with humor, irreverence, warmth, and the desire to help each of us build momentum as we take on those obstacles. With The Crucible's Gift, James provides the personal stories, insights, and mindset for success that is so often born from the challenges that begin early in life. The first time I met James, he said, "I care about who you are, not what you do, because who you are defines what you do." It's that caring that allows him to share the unique insights to help any leader to cultivate a strong foundation built on purpose, self-awareness, integrity, compassion, relatableness, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Here, you'll find tools to help crawl, walk, and climb the road to success without losing yourself. Authentic leadership and adversity is a timely topic. Technology is changing every aspect of how leaders think, work, collaborate, and the very nature of what success means. What you know today will largely be stale, out of date, and increasingly irrelevant in the next 10 years. At the same time, the pace of modern business and related stress that comes from facing constant change and disruption is slowly turning many leaders into the worst version of themselves. Commanding, overwhelmed, and distracted. If you're concerned about your own well-being and performance in the face of adversity, you are not alone. Stress takes a $550 billion toll on U.S. businesses alone every year in the form of absenteeism, lost productivity, and healthcare costs. The Gallup organization reports that less than 31% of U.S. employees are quote-unquote engaged at work, and less than 17% globally. The Edelman Trust Barometer reports a crisis in trust, with the largest ever drop reported across all major institutions. Specifically, a minority of people now trust the media, government, CEOs, and political leaders. Study after study confirm that business has a problem. 4 key employee themes are emerging: a sense of injustice, a lack of hope, a lack of confidence, and a desire for change. Employees around the world overwhelmingly now find other employees to be more credible than their own senior management or CEOs. There's a clear movement towards employees wanting leaders to speak with them, not at them. They prefer spontaneous to rehearsed, blunt to diplomatic, and personal experience over data. Employees want to be themselves. They want transparency. They want truth. They're feeling the pressure themselves, and they're demanding authenticity. James defines a crucible as a significant moment, positive or negative impact, which forces a leader to become introspective, assess their strengths and weaknesses, leading them to become more self-aware. From this moment comes clarity, happiness, and growth. My crucible moment came from a culmination of a 20-plus year career as a global COO in high-stress, high-performance Fortune 500 companies. After a rough start, growing up in a home plagued by alcohol and drug abuse, I was traveling the world, working around the clock, and making more money than I'd ever imagined. But like so many professionals, decades of high stress took a toll on my physical health and mental well-being, and ultimately my performance. Instead of being elated,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?